Good evening and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. My name is Beverly Thompson and I'm here with AJ Royce.
Hello.
All right, we have more interesting things to share with you tonight as always. So we invite you in to listen and to contemplate a lot of what is being said. So because Royce is going to share something directly from her heart, and it's really quite phenomenal what comes through her heart, and that's what we're asking all of you is to use that heart of yours and a little bit away from the logic into that beautiful part of yourself or selves. Well, today's date is January the 24th, 2023, and tonight's episode is number 86. And we're in, as I mentioned on the last episode, this is our fourth season. So I think we did start out the end of January, so I think we're officially very close to our first episode 4 years ago. 3 years ago. So starting the fourth. Okay, that's basic math. Sometimes it will elude me. But anyway, I thought we'd just start off with just little snippets of what our conversation was earlier today and what's coming through. And that is just really understanding how many control mechanisms we still have within ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so we were doing some of these what ifs type things and or talking about that. And I've done it myself and realizing, things that I, am working on releasing. How's that? And then understanding some of these things that I've hung on to. And part of our conversation was, well, if I didn't do it, who would do it? And it may be to help another person. And they said, well, nobody else is helping that person. So I need to step in. And so all of these things that go on, and a lot of times, do we need to step in? At times, yes, I understand that. Somebody's in trouble, especially physically or even mentally and emotionally, that you assist them and then you let them be.
Yeah, it's sometimes a tricky proposition knowing when to back off.
Yeah, so listen to that heart of yours and you'll know when to back off. And another thing, we're talking about, okay, let's say you came into a lot of money and then you want to gift that money. Can you gift that money without any strings at all attached? Or, say you're giving it to your children or whatever, and they're not spending it the way that you think that would be good for them. Is it your right to choose what they do with the money? Are there conditions on it? And that's control. Or let them spend it where they want to spend it, and it's truly a gift. And just let them be with it. So anyway, just things to think about, because a lot of us will think, what are they doing that for? It's and that could be for anybody, and not necessarily relatives, but anybody. And so these are these judgments that we continue with. And maybe it's mask. Why are they wearing a mask? Well, because they feel they need to protect themselves. And then other people will say, no, that's very harmful. Shouldn't they know that? But is it up to us to point that out or not? So it's, or the other way around. So it's just really interesting because of all the dichotomies that are playing themselves out at this point.
Yeah, it's like everything is, all of those, like you said, dichotomies, they're all being bubbled up to the surface so we can see what we've been doing to each other all this time. Mm-hmm. It comes by way of social programming, families, programming of all different types, where you went to school, all these different ways of teaching you how you're supposed to behave, and a lot of it is how to learn how to control other people.
Yeah.
And it's not such a great thing.
Yeah, and it's not working, and it's really not working anymore.
That's right.
And that's why everything is breaking down because of all these control measures that, that are that have, what's the right words, being held for humanity, and is it for our highest good or not? So, something to look at within yourself and discern for yourself, and not everybody's going to discern the same way. So keep that in mind. However, we are noticing that a lot of people are not holding back anymore. And what they see going on in the world, they're speaking out. And now, is that their opinion, or are they observing? And for instance, and we've talked about this in other podcasts, and that is, are we being lied to? And I feel we are a lot. What is the truth going on? What's happening in Europe? And why isn't that getting reported? Because of the uprisings. And it goes on and on and on. So much is happening in the world. And what are people seeing? Or do they even know what's going on? And so, and what I'm going to share with you is what I did receive through just tuning in today. And it's similar to what we talked about in the past too. And it's just, again, all these lies that have been perpetuated upon humanity, and we're starting to see the truth, because truth cannot be hidden anymore. So it has been anymore. So it's one heck of an amazing time to be alive.
Oh, isn't it though?
Yeah. And we volunteered to come here.
Mm-hmm.
So do remember that. And we're here and we're doing it. And we are the change makers. So, all right. I'm going to start off and share with you some of the things that I had tuned into today. And one of the first things is the words harmonic convergence. Now, 1987 was the first harmonic convergence, I guess, or the only one. There was the harmonic concordance, but the harmonic convergence was in 1987, and it is the convergence of harmony. And so that's when things were starting to be shown and looked at a little more closely. And how many years has it been? That's over 30 years ago. Yeah, there we go, 33 years ago. But but I got that word today, and I went, or words, and I thought, but it makes sense in what Royce is going to share in just a bit. So you'll see what that means. But I did get the words, the harmonic convergence is now through April. So what that's telling me is a heck of a lot of things that are happening between now and April, and we are seeing that.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to continue. They said my guides, my higher self, twist and turns on the courses. And the courses are the different courses of life. That's what I get out of that. So there's twists and turns. You'll see some validation, and some will not be validated. And I believe that's our thought processes, our belief systems, all of that. What shall manifest in your physical world come from each one of us. And they said, why look to another when all is within? So, wow, we're here to empower. And we talked about being royalty.
Yeah.
We are. Why look to another when all is within? So contemplate that more, and the more that we look in that, the more it becomes our reality. That make sense? All right. Good. I got a nod. All right. Next, I heard an avalanche is coming. Hear the heartbeat of humanity and send the pulse of love to everyone. Congress control is almost over. That is the United States. Others, countries, are following or government, excuse me. Others are falling or have fallen. Pick up your mighty swords and cut all webs of deceit. It is not over, yet sliding into oblivion. Okay. So, all right, I'll continue. Hear us as we say to you, remain strong, strong at heart, until all whistles have been blown. Stay true, underline true, to yourselves. This seemingly bumpy ride will soon smooth out. The truth resides within. Hear your own heartbeat as it calms the waters of despair. No stone will remain unturned. Indeed, this is the most amazing journey man has ever taken. Remember, new roads are ahead. It is up to each one to take the road they most resonate with. New vistas will come into view. Open your eyes. Then lay down your swords and enjoy the fruits of your labor. It is all there for you to partake. It is about aligning with your own spirit. Peace be you.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. So, things are still happening and really happening
Everywhere.
everywhere. And I mean, it's the world is definitely changing.
Oh, isn't it though?
Yeah. So it's everywhere. The people are coming forth, saying no more, or they're pulling back. And it's up to each one of us. It's to do what we feel that's best for us. But remember, if you do slink, not the word slink, slink in, that you may not be able to stay there long, because everything's going to be in our face. Well, it is, a lot of it is in our face right now.
Yeah.
So, but just be strong. We are strong. And, listen to that heart of your own self. And, all the answers are within. And you can say it's God. It doesn't matter. And it is us. We're here. We're doing it. All right. Royce, I'm going to let you share, would you please share? Much better words said.
I would love to.
Thank you. Does that sound like a control mechanism? So, yeah, I would love for you to share. So that means watch your words. All right.
Well, I was thinking about control mechanisms, and I thought, well, I think I've got something to say about that, and well, the way it ended up wasn't exactly where I thought it was going to go, but I'll give you what I wrote. The ancients have said that severity without mercy is a tyrant, and mercy without severity is a wimp. So you have to blend those two. On the tree of life, severity is the red sephira, an emanation of light, and mercy is the blue sephira. Now, it's interesting, this red and blue, if you distance yourself to observe these two sephiras, emotionally distanced, and relax your eyes, a distinct gray appears. And what this is telling us, that the field has been blended. The extremes are no longer there. The gray is the blending of the two.
That's the blending of severity and mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We find that we get caught up in either extreme, and when we find ourselves doing this, just visualize the opposing extreme, whatever that extreme may be, and that will help to level out the playing field. It will make things gray, so the extremity is no longer there. But first, before we create this peaceful playing field, so to speak, we have to be willing to let go of our attachments. We become attached to and comfortable with thinking we are right, that we have the inside track on what is best. And sometimes we do, but sometimes we just don't. If we can let go of having to be right and replace that with a desire to know what is right, that is when we wear a garment of gray, perhaps the garment of the hermit from the hermit card in the tarot, enticing others to climb the mountain along with him, not to follow him, but along with him, but to strive for the truth of their own inner being, which discerns that which is right, that which is good, and that which is just. I find that in the stuff that I've been writing here lately, the good, the right, and the just keeps coming up over and over and over again. It's a major theme. And I think that is what the entire earth is striving for. We've grown tired of all of this gobbledygook that is everything but the good, right, and just. So we are in a position now where we can look at all of these extremes going on and we can choose something better. We can emotionally distance ourselves and make the playing field balanced, make it gray, so that we can start off on peaceful footing. I think we'll be a lot more happy that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really all about balance. And even the gray color may surprise some of you that are listening. How come it's not white light? Well,
the white light's within.
Go ahead.
And we can wear garments of many different colors. But when we're working with extremes, trying to balance out extremes, you will find that the gray is what's always going to be there, that balancing color. It's the two complementary colors put together. When you emotionally distance yourself and look at it, the gray pops out. And you're no longer having to see one side or the other.
It's a balance within.
Yeah.
I think that's the one reason that because we don't, share, what we're thinking or writing. We go into meditation, and so I got the words harmonic convergence, and I think that's exactly what Royce is talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a harmonic.
Because color is that vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Thus harmonic.
It's harmonic. And then the other interesting thing, because when you mix two colors together and you mix yellow and blue, it makes purple.
And red and blue.
Excuse me, what did I say?
Yellow and blue.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, that's a Freudian slip. Anyway, red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so the red and blue, they make purple.
Yes. So to have your emotions in the red and blue, yet still be balanced, that means that you have achieved something worthy of note. That royalty that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, that royalty is the major player. So you are acting as royalty, yet perhaps wearing that hermit's garment upon the mountain, saying, look,
mm-hmm.
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, and even the mountain, talk about a hermit climbing a mountain, and the mountain represents, our evolution. And one thing that came up also earlier today were the words Progressive movement dictates expansion. Time is apocalyptic. Change in the material world. Climbing that mountain, we're changing. Now, apocalyptic, that really means change, correct?
Big change.
Big change. So, yeah. And so it's like climbing with the hermit. There's always that light, that lantern.
Yep.
And so we're each doing that in our lives. And we can call it creative evolution, or creative evolution. That's what's going on. It's a term that we've used for quite a while, but it certainly makes sense to what's going on now, because it's the knockdown of all those walls that have been put up that we're seeing around the world, and people are starting to see through these walls because they're getting mighty transparent. Yeah. And people are being outed for some of the control mechanisms over humanity. And I remember what I got a couple weeks ago, that when those control mechanisms are lifted, it's like a fog lifts off of you, and you feel that freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess I'll say this, in the news, we hear a good bit of these people, I'll put it that way, people saying, oh no, don't look at that. This is what you're supposed to understand when you just saw something play out. So it's like, don't believe what you just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Believe what I say.
Mm-hmm. This is what you're supposed to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't fall for that, please.
And do keep in mind, there's a lot of distractions going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but it's those, we got a couple shootings now in California, and the riots going on in Atlanta. And so all of these things are being acted out, and I really hate to see anybody get hurt on anything, or even the physical world that's being burned, like it's what's happening in Atlanta. And it's like, no, that is not okay with me.
No.
However, these, I'm calling them distractions. Like, look over here, but there's some other bigger stuff going on elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And so you'll note that our attention is drawn to some of these atrocities happening, yet bigger things are going on. And so, they don't want people to notice, and they want to keep some of the control mechanisms going. So, and it's not going to work. Yeah. The more we stand up and go within our hearts, nobody can put us asunder.
Yeah. Like you said before, there's a lot of people coming forward and saying, no, you were lied to. This is what happened because I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So-called boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And eyes to see. Yeah. So, So, things that have gone on, I'm just going to say it, in Afghanistan, Ukraine, Russia, name a few other countries. And those of you from these countries, I tell you what, hang in there. We're all blessed, and we love you all. And just stay strong as we go through these periods and let go of what no longer serves us.
Yeah. Tough times to go through, but exciting because there's something so bright on the other side of it. Yeah,
there is. And some people have had glimpses of the new earth, which I feel it's right here. But some people can see it, most people can't. But it's absolutely beautiful. Very garden-like, and the greens and the flowers, everything is just much more vibrant. So, we can live there now. We really don't have to wait. It's like, what are we waiting for? The more we wait, the more longer we're going to have to wait, because we're not doing it, and we're the ones making the changes. So it's just like, just understand the power that each of you are. And this whole thing is about empowerment. That's why we're doing these podcasts. So, we are the movers, we are the shakers. and the road ahead it's wonderfully. It's a smooth paved road, I believe. It's what came through earlier, and it is. And we all may not go in the same direction. It doesn't matter. We all have our likes and dislikes and interests and whatever we want to experience in this world. It's not. We're all not going to the same exact space. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Any more? Go ahead.
I have something to add, I think.
Good.
I will call myself a perpetual student because I am not really one who understands all the ins and outs of it, but I have studied a little bit about the tarot. But the things that have popped out at me, I think different things pop out to all of us, and it's because of whatever our background is, wherever we've been before we came to this incarnation. But with the magician card, there's a version of the tarot which has the magician in his right hand. He holds a wand, but it's at a 15-degree angle. And to me, that speaks of the gamma ray jets that have spewed out from the black hole at the center of our galaxy. And why am I talking about that? It's because the left hand of the magician is pointing to some other implements on a table, but there's one in particular he's pointing at. And some will say that it's a wand, but it's not, because he's holding the wand in his hand. He is pointing to the spear of destiny. Now, you may say, what in the world is that? Well, that's the spear that was referred to as the spear that pierced the side of Jesus while he was on the cross. And from that wound flowed the blood, which is mostly water, but not just water, salt water. The salt does something really incredible to the water. Now, the blood, that is part of our electrical system. The electricity flows through our bodies, through the fluids in our bodies. The salt bumps up that conductivity. And so it makes us a very powerful machine through which light flows. If we figure out how to train ourselves to generate that purest light, like gamma radiation, and to wield that in a wise way, there is nothing that we cannot do. We have been given these beautiful bodies that are normally built to be more, to hold more light, to do incredible things. And so just know that that is built into you. That's who you are. That spear of destiny is your destiny. It's your destiny to hold all this light and to wield it in a wise way. I just find that to be so incredible. So, harmonic,
convergence.
Yeah, convergence.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Royce can get with her drawings and her knowledge, and as a lot of information is coming through on gamma rays, it's just really pretty neat, and her understanding of them and the effect on the earth and effect on us. And I'm just going to leave it at that without going into it too deep, because I think it's up to her. But the gamma light is the highest on the spectrum.
Yes, gamma radiation is the highest vibration known of the electromagnetic spectrum.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. So more to come on that at another day. So I don't know if it's going to be through podcast or her presenting this to the world. But it's just immensely interesting because it really talks about us, the Earth, our galaxy, or galaxies, but all of that. I mean, it's really quite phenomenal when you take a look at our galaxy universe. I mean, people have used the word universe, but galaxy, and what you see, what we term out there, is within.
Yeah, well, the ancients again said, to know thyself is to know the universe, and vice versa. You know, to know the universe is to know yourself. So we're one and the same. Some schools of thought refer to it as one life, and that's exactly what it is. One life, many different cells doing their job.
Yeah.
One body.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Something to contemplate. That's why people are saying we're all one, and we're being told we're all one because we are.
Yeah.
Okay, but doing our own thing within the one, like, wow. I mean, it gets mind blowing at times, but you start looking at this and you're like, no, that's, we think everything's out there. Yeah, we're already in it, guys.
Yeah.
And then what's in us is what's out there. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can go deeper, but we're not going to right now because I'm not sure how to get there. But eventually we may. And in fact, we considered bringing this up. We considered doing this in a different format and talking, with visually, so people can see us, and if anybody wanted to join, they could. So that's being explored, but I'm not sure if we're quite ready to do that yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Exactly. It'll come when we know it's ready. So, but we're starting to feel it a little bit. All right. Well, thank you for listening to us tonight. Our next episode will be on February the 7th, again, 2023. So if you have any comments or questions or whatever, just you can write those right on our YouTube channel, and for any comments, and we'd love to hear your input. If you want to contact either Royce or myself or Terry, the phone number is 864-999-3008. Again, that's 864-999-3008. All right. We'll see you not see you. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. And we, again, thank you for listening. And do you have the last words?
I just want to tell everybody that I love you so much. And how could I not love you? Because I love myself. If we're one and the same, the same body, I do love you very much, from the bottom, the middle, and the top of my heart. And I ask you that during these cold nights and cold days of winter, please watch out for those around you, and please watch out for the animals, especially the ones who have no way of getting to shelter. If you see an animal that is in need, please don't be quiet. Don't be complacent. Just do something. So I think you all know how much I love the animals. They are, I feel like, my children. So, but I thank you all for staying during these exciting times.
Yeah. Well, thank you. All right. Well, much love to you all through my heart. And in fact, as I tune in right now, I can feel you all. It's just interesting when you do that. Mm-hmm. I can just feel you all, and it's rather magnificent. So again, thank you, and we'll be back. Good evening.
Good evening.